Good evening, all. This is Fari Hamzi. I'm sorry I'm late. It's 6:06. We had to delay it due to my ophthalmologist deciding that, no, today we're going to dilate your eyes. And they usually tell you this time. So it was with the sun angle and the direction, it was just not safe to drive. I had to wait a little bit until I could see better, even though I had fairly deep sunglasses. All right. Very, very quickly on the housekeeping issues, we did release 4.4, since we talked last on the prop day trading system. We also released a smaller version of the auto trade because we were getting requests from people who wanted to auto trade. They wanted to test the auto trade. They wanted to actually put it in the trade station and run it. We said fine, and we created one for MNQ. You can have and moved all the NQ guys who have done it or wanted to do into this. Because if you want to test it, it's a 1/10. So it just takes you to a new page. It says MNQ. System is the same. Result obviously would be 1/10. But I got to update that. That's a 1/10 type of a deal. So, but you get 2 weeks of chat room support because we're not cannibalizing the big product. Price is a lot lower. It's $257 a month, and it'll trade up to 9 contracts. So you can do. Remember, the multiples are 3. So you can do three MNQ 3 times. Okay, so up to 9. So we priced it lower. It releases on the 18th. We have run it 2 days. It doesn't trade on Wednesdays. It's the same system. It's just the permissioning is different, and it's got its own encryption. Okay. And you get at the end of a month, you get a key, so on and so forth. So that was really received well. Actually, we've got a couple of people already running it yesterday, and it should be fine. We're also working with a firm that can auto trade this completely. Like it doesn't work through us, actually. It works through them because they have 300 traders. They want to have them exposed to the system. Why is that? It's called 7x. But you have a 700% return or better. Remember, we're trimming it down because of the margins. The margins are, it showed 128. Remember, it's a rolling. So it's not going to be always a constant, but it gives you if you look up there, it tells you the area. So it's as of Friday 2 year back. And we're going to do this once a month. We're going to update so you can see where we are. But margins are higher because of Comrade Putin, which I understand is a genius. Somebody called he was a genius. Yeah, sure. And just decimated his country 50 years back. They shut down SAA operations. Surface to airs, they have no chips. Because now they're restricted thing, yeah. You switch from, what was it, the TV bulbs they used into IC chips? The ballgame changes, yeah. So anyhow. With that, we had a hit, obviously. And all other systems I've checked with. The yes guys and so forth are telling me it was difficult. But we're back. You can see also, there we go, for example. You can see we're beginning to go back here. This is if you click on that, it should give you what's back coming back. And best time to join the system is when it's at a drawdown. Now, this is not manual, it's automatic. In reality, that's absolutely true. If it's manual, when the advisor is having problems, he's not going to be cocky like he was here, and he's going to be more careful. Now, this is a system, but of course, it's got some of my personality in there. Why? Almost except one indicator that came from TradeStation, which was wrong, and we fixed it. Everything else is my own indicator from scratch. So it's got some of my personality in there, of course. But the peak was 140. Right now it's 128. So right now it's like 7x on a higher margin. Once they drop the margins, and that comes from this page, once they drop the margins, we're going to go higher. There's a percentage, obviously, the ROI. For example, what they did on FAB yesterday was 35% return. There we go. This is the location. You could see they have, we were at 0. You couldn't trade at micros anymore. 0, unless you do full price, overnight margin all day. But now they brought it back. And this one is slightly better. I forgot what they took it down to. Oh, at one point this was only 14,000. No, at one point it was it was 16,000 at one point, and the intraday rate was 1/8, 12.5%. So you could go there literally for $2,000 and trade it because it was 1/16 of no 1/8. It was 1/8 of overnight being at 16. This number was 2. It's 4 times as much, but that's a couple of years ago. I'm talking about earlier this year. This was half of this. Was 4,000 times 3, 14. So you double the results. We don't have it right now. So we're taking the worst case. Because it changed throughout the year, right? So we're not doing average or anything. We do the worst case, what that would be. So very, very respected. Very respectful. I'm going to be in New York. There's no meeting next week here on Wednesday. I don't think I'm going to get back that early. And the subject we'll talk is this system. Because a number of hedges have been looking at it for a while. Live, just like retail did. They had a login. They had a couple of guys sent in to look at. Plus, they'll get all the emails. So now they're very intrigued. Why? It's a 7.5 months now that's held up is this service. Now we do things up to on top of this. So one is the MNQ we did. Obviously, our first tweak just came in. Our first tweak went in Monday morning. By tweak, I mean optimization. I don't mean back test. I'm talking about going there saying, how can I improve the back test? Okay. Because first you got to do just a simple back test. Just as is, get your arms around it. It's called system development. And you're going to have some flaws, the warts and all. But as you do, we just change one variable, which is take longer to decide in the morning. Rather than jump in real quick, we elongate that a little bit. And it seemed like it's done a good job because of how it's behaved. And since then, I mean, we had a great week last week. We did so on Monday. We lost like $1,000. Then yesterday made 11, almost 10.5 grand at the peak, and then I think closed at 10,000, 9,918. You know, it's on Twitter. I've said that. Now, what are we doing add to it now? And this is where we pin these, so you could always see them where we are. You go to members to log in, but don't have a password. Still, you can do that. We just put a email up, webinar up for May 5th because I'm not around. Remember, it's simple. 555 Cinco de Mayo, 5 p.m. May 5 p.m. We have secured a company who will do funding much better than most of the guys out there, including Top Step. And because this is a system, they're very interested to do it. And they're actually coming to look at the system too. They've looked at results. But system can, gives them a level of confidence. As long as you're following that, they'll keep your funding. If you're not following that, you lose the funding. But they give you very, very advantageous prices. You see what I'm doing? It's like auto trading with the HA options. You trade somewhere else. They're watching it. They put the orders in. Here, you put the orders in. But because they get a copy, they know what the orders should be. As long as you wait, because they don't carry TradeStation themselves. Okay, they don't. They do Rhythmic and they do Ninja, all that. But I'm not going to put this in Ninja. Why do you want to drive a Me Too? If you can afford a Bentley and Rolls Royce, why do you want to drive a Me Too bike? I don't know. Give me a Me Too. I don't know. Something like a BMW type that looks fancy. Yeah, drive a Rolls Royce. And also the issue is not really the code. The indicators match, not a problem. The problem is not. Hold on. The problem is not. Hold on. It's not the indicators. It's the system. System is a different animal. Forget the encryption. I'm talking about execution in Chicago, and I'm sure these guys have tweaked it a little bit, just like Bill Gates used to do, so that if you take it to Ninja, it's going to give you a disaster, or we'll work a bet and then disaster will come. So I'm not going to go there. But anyhow, bottom line is, mark your calendar, 5th of May at 5 p.m. here. It's a Thursday. I'm going to be away next week anyway, and they're not going to be ready, and they got their schedules. But I've seen them from another website. They've done a great job, and people are happy. And so it was like a fireworks in there. I announced it today. We had been looking at it, going back and forth. Finally, we came to a deal. Again, the deal is your funding is for trading this system. It's not for you getting funding and go trade options. No. This system. That system, So why? Because they know you can charge less. Yeah. And they saw the system, they know how disciplined it is to keep you in line. So that should be good. With that said, let's get over here to what you guys really came in for. I do some of these housekeeping because it has a lot of exposure out there. People catch up. Sometimes they miss it. Not being here, this gives them a chance to update. All right. So we just finished the expiration of April. So we're in 4th week, but technically really 3rd week because only 1 day was there. So that we considered that last week of March. April started on the 1st, on a Friday. That's going to go another week, 7 trading days. Okay. Now I'm going to be out 25th, 26th, and 27th. I'm probably going to be fairly, I don't know how alert I'm going to be on 28th, but anyhow. And we don't do anything on Friday. So the following week, Wednesday, we have this meeting. Okay. And Wednesday, this is going to change tonight. To go to 20 to the 4th, right. Calendar-wise. So, just to be clear, I know some of you guys have pretty steady, busy the schedules. So 4th, we'll have another webinar of this. We won't have one next week, PMT. On the 5th is the setup, and I'm just going to conduct it. They're going to handle it. I'll be the MC. There are 2 guys there. They're going to talk about it. They give you a PDF, and it's amazing what they offer. Mainly it's futures. They're not doing stocks. They're not doing option stuff. Okay, and with us, because they understand this record and the system, they're kind of extra deal. Now, there is a sign-up page with them that they're going to give you to keep track. They wanted to offer me a freebie or not a referral. I said no. First of all, I'm not licensed. I want to get licensed for my fund. I don't want any issue. A few bucks to torpedo what I'm trying to do. No. I said give the discount to the customers. Give the discount to the customer, but remind them also. We're gonna remind them. It's for this system. So you guys get a good deal. They get a good deal, and we get the subscription. Chinese wall. No hanky panky. There's no money going from a FMC or FCM to advisor. That's a no-no. I'm not going to mention any names, but there are a number of companies out there who there is no Chinese wall. It's just a matter of time. They're brokers, but they're giving advice. It's a matter of, like in the mornings, it's a matter of time to get shut down. I won't mention any names. You probably know who they are. That's not kosher under CFTC rules. Now, no amount of money is worth that. Not even. So you got to stay clean. You can do a lot of good here in this country, as long as you stay clean. All right. Moving forward, Jacques. Okay, home sales came in today. How about that Netflix, huh? Yeah. You guys know after the Netflix trade from my sister, I pulled back from Netflix. And there's one trade I had myself that got caught between the Carl Icahn and his son, not personally, but trade-wise. The following day having a fight, and he unloads starting at the moment opens up in the morning. By the time we get to 8 o'clock, he had sold 3 million shares of Netflix. I told myself, I'll never touch that stock again. Anyhow. All right. 602 annual run rate in mills. 6 million plus. Revised down. Consensus 586. And then we missed that. Month to what? 2.7. Year over year, 4.7. Unusual? No. We told you in October. Or maybe November, but no later than that. Then, if you look at the term structure of the one we're going to get to, U.S. Treasuries, this is coming. This is coming. I mean, I told some of my friends who were trying to sell the house and buy something new, I said, sell now. This is like around Thanksgiving dinner. Sell now, don't buy for 2 years. Oh, what am I going to do with the taxes? I said, well, it doesn't have to be exactly 2 years, but buy low, sell high. Right now it's time to sell, not to buy. And you don't want to do lateral move. So make your money work for you by using your brain. Now, some of these guys are Trump kids, so without going there, that's going to be difficult. Yeah, for them to go there. But anyhow, that's why I help them. I feel obligated to help them a little bit. At the end of the day, I feel sorry for them. Existing home sales we talked about. Okay, let's see what else we have here. The bond auction. How did that come in? Hold on. This is reported. Actually, don't get me wrong. I have some good friends with Trump kids too, but I've learned to accept them, flaws, warts, and all. So. Bid to cover was 2.8. Nice. And they give him 3.95. Hold on. That's the 20-year? Remember, I haven't seen anything since like 2 o'clock. So, hold on. I don't come and prepare myself. You know, guys, you know that. I'm transparent. The 20-year got 3.05. Wow. Okay, fine. Interesting. Part of the problem actually also is Bullard just such a hawk now. The days I knew him in Chicago, he was such a dove. So Charlie spoke today. I don't know what he said. I did not get it. Beige Book was here. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, tomorrow, jobless claims. Forget that. That's normal. That's long. Let's see what Philly Fed should do. Wow. Oh my God. Philly Fed, this is mid-Atlantic. Wow. Look at the differential. Oh my God. 15. Days of free money is over. That's what creates inflation, that free money. And then, of course, we have supply chains. Okay, LEI, as you guys know, I like that. We talked about it this morning. Sometimes guys will have extra time. I guess that's why I was up early also. Had that chance. I go over these and just on the chat room there, we talk about it a little bit. 0.3, 0.3, okay. So that's a 3.6 per year. All right. Compounded. All right, fine. Not compounded, I'm saying. Linear. Yeah, compounding would be higher. Of course, Jerome Powell will speak. Do we know what he's speaking or where? I hated to not give any description. I told the guy who runs this show, he's on LinkedIn, that listen, you used to say, where is he? What time zone? What's the event? There's a big difference if he's doing a, let's say, New York Economic Club versus he's in Timbuktu hanging out with some yahoos. Tell us when he's giving a talk, or some of the top guys. For example, what's the other guy? Williams, right? The guy who runs the New York Fed. 57s, okay. Manufacturing. That's not too much. That's not, man. This is just a tiny bit. Okay, so this could be very, very mute. We'll see. That's what the pricing is, consensus. I don't know what the previous was. I don't know why they're not disclosing it. But that's Friday. Okay, right now this should be high, obviously, Baker Hughes. Now, you do recall that we just one quick comment here about crude oil. I get questions about that a lot. And I said, I'll talk to Tico because he's got a better record than I do on crude oil. Okay, remember, we're on M contract now. We went to June as of Monday. And it was done, almost not. Well, that's a close, I'm saying. That's the close. That's the close from settlement. That's no good. Here's your 420. But this was a settlement. Remember settlements before? Yeah. Closed at 102.54. Just a few bucks. I mean, a few pennies. So it's down 30 cents. Okay. Was down a lot lower. Yeah. All right. What I think was the bad news here is that nuke test that the Ministry of Defense, or Russia did, and then they said there's more work to be done on that. That they had, from what I read, they had informed Pentagon in advance, so that's not a, I think they're going to nuke us or whatever. Oh, by the way, I think they are beginning to modify our behavior. That they won't use the nukes unless they're in a bad spot. Lavrov said something to that effect yesterday. If you read between the lines, because I grew up in Washington, my dad was a diplomat. That's one of the things I try to watch to see how these guys go back and forth. I've always been interested in foreign policy. A number of key courses at Princeton in foreign policy. But that was years back. I keep reading and following up all these years. I think they know they're in bad trouble. If Mariupol falls, there's a chance they'll say, this is it, we won something. My problem I have with Mariupol is that they're going there to destroy the evidence, including mobile crematories. That's going to be a horrendous scene there. I don't know why we don't have drones up there right now. At least take pictures now, before these guys go there and clean it up. But maybe that will close things. Or, with howitzers and some airplanes that went in there, some MiG-29s came from a number of neighboring countries that used to be ex-Soviet satellites under the Warsaw Pact. It could get more dicey. I don't know. All I know is that Putin is a criminal, and he belongs to the Hague. I understand inside Kremlin, they're getting very uneasy about him, but nobody knows anything to do. This is not Khrushchev in '62. The structure that oversees him is different. So, why am I going here? Because the impact will have on our vols, and it has changed the ballgame. And for you to be insensitive to that, you should be taking a vacation from trading, because it's going to be a tough period ahead. So, remember, volume should be low, because I do believe it's the first time the kids of Wall Street executives are going to say, "Mommy and Daddy, we didn't go anywhere last 2 summers. We got to go somewhere now." So those guys out of the ball game is going to slow down traffic. As things get less and less, the chance to move becomes more pronounced, because it's much easier to move it. There is no counterweighting pressure on it, So it's going to be one heck of a summer, I think. So, all right. Okay, let's go to timer charts quickly. What time is it? 6:29. I've talked too much. Sorry. Oh, okay. Everything was good until yesterday. And by the way, they stopped us up again on EMT. So the key was what it's going to do today, and could not get a 200. Better yet, what's happening with Nasdaq 100. Cannot get through 50. This slope is continuing. It's not so here. But if this thing breaks down, if we have another tech that misses, let's say Amazon, how did Tesla do, by the way? I didn't know how Tesla did. If another tech breaks down here, then you're going to get that style. And you're going to pretty soon see that 3 Sigma, maybe 4 Sigma challenge. That's Netflix. Wow, this is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I mean, Tesla, what are we doing? Okay, this is this is after hours, right? Yeah, this is after hours. So we come back somewhat, but drop too. Okay. Down $1, that's nothing. Okay. I had a friend last week with a lot of puts that he had sold. Crazy. Anyhow, back here on Tesla. Good. Rotating CIs. We're pulling up a tad. Meaningless right now, but at least you see what the trend is. We're pulled up. Kind of neutral. That's 53%. Macron lost later. 13 for Nasdaq. Again, I'm looking at death cross and what's happening after that. Notice, I've been short from here. I've held it. Came down, missed this one, got angry, didn't do anything. Didn't really run up, but could not get past 2 Sigma and turn back down. Part of this is earnings. So As long as I can get 1 or 2 bad earnings forward, not counting Netflix, 1 or 2 more, I think I'm good. Then I'm going to rotate down. Right? Here's let's go to Larry's quickly. Here's another proof. What a great day, really. Why are we at 58 then? I have a friend of mine who went long here. So my question to him is, since you're so smart, can you explain to me what happened to follow through day and we're at 58% on the up to down volume? And the other two, which they go together pretty much, Russell tries to lead the Nasdaq 100, also 2000, Nasdaq 100, because you have many Russells. I'm sorry. Look at those, 55 and 59. And it's not peaking, it's not dropping to the bottom. So business as usual, sideways, I don't know. That's what it seems like. Remember, if you trade what you see, not what you think, you're probably better off. So. But you can't go back and look at 5 weeks ago. You got to look at now, because trade is now. So, all right, let's go here. 2 sigma today on Dow Jones. Again, measuring it against itself. New highs on utilities. Hello. Yeah, there's a little nervousness out there. A little bit of flight to quality. Remember, especially electric utilities, that's my sister is in. This looks like a bond, except it's a dividend. So, and there has a very high correlation to utilities. So, she's a happy camper. Good for her. I don't want to hear from her on the stocks. I don't want to do any advice. I had my chance. Thank you. Okay, 50 bars there on trans and 20. Right at the same time today, because up and close slightly above it. Not so on Russell again. So here's your D-trenders. As you know, this is the differential between the current price and 50 and the 200. So this is it with the 250, with the 50, and this with the 200. Now, this is positive, 2 positive, 3 positive. So 3 of them are positive. No, 4. I'm saying 4 of them are positive, 4 negative. Now, look at the fact though, as barely. So that's why I cross. I'd like to see a little bit higher before I count it, but that's okay. Also, same thing down below. For example, yeah, this is I would count that as negative, but not less than 1%. So anyhow, bottom line, anybody's guess. There's a roll of a dice here right now. There's nothing constructive here. Okay, now this created a bunch of issues. You know, we put charts up. Oh, by the way, I put charts up on the PMT. Okay, now I missed my deadline of how I wanted to go out. You know why? Because I've not put one out in there for a long time. So I told myself, bad boy. So my goal now, remember, we spent a lot of time on V4.4. Now it's coming together, it's gelled. We got the funding coming for it. For those who want to, what we call OPM, use other people's money, not their own. And we have 3 models there, MNQ, NQ, and then Chatsu. So all is well. I want to spend more time here, and I'm also help Nancy for us to get back on the horse. She's done some on their earnings. So those 2 product products need to be helped. The indicators and the systems are getting too much attention. We're going to throttle back a little bit, pay attention there. One of them is I need to update charts, not just here with you guys, but also for the membership with a write-up more than once every 2 or 3 months. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put a goal to myself, to promise myself that I'm going to do it twice a month. We'll still do some of these webinars. I will do what they need for the trades, including inter-week trades. Like, for example, there's a possibility tomorrow I'll put a trade on. Even though we got busted, but we're higher. Price hasn't changed. As long as it doesn't rally up crazily, I want to get in there and do a short again. Why? Why do you want to be long here? We're 1 chemical canister away or 1 tactical nuke away from major disaster. I'm not saying thermonuclear war, but I'm saying major problem where you could have S&Ps lose half value. Also, if you look at PEs, if you look at what's happening with the PE multiples, if you look at how Goldman Sachs and others have write down the S&Ps as a benchmark, of their earnings. And you have to also drop down your P multiple now, because this is not, we were at like 23 up here. Okay, up there is just everybody wants to buy. Remember, like what was it, Goldman yesterday? Finally gave a sell signal on Netflix. Thank you, Goldman. You're so smart. You wanted at 600 and you're selling at 250. Dankeschön. Okay, so no, not that way. I'm saying, let's see, let me go back to Netflix again. I gotta see this. So my point is, if you do that, 224, Jesus. So I just don't believe it, but okay. So if you do that, you'll find out that we should be expecting, I'd say in the next 3 to 6 months, 3,800 or slightly lower. I'm not saying 34. This actually will come up anyway. But somewhere in here, we should see S&Ps. If you do the fundamental stuff. I want to see a catalyst to go there. We don't see it yet. But you could see also how weak we are. Just keep on getting lower highs and lower lows. So we're broken out of this, but there was no volume there, and we came back down. Depending how things go, next few days with earnings, then we go back to the war, and oil prices and so forth is going to be, expensive on the indices. Okay, so actually that made a great high. That's made a lot of highs. Hold on. See, when this thing pops, that's near the top. So if tomorrow they push it up higher than this level, that's the new highs, 52 weeks highs. You see that curvature. You see that bell curve, if you will. Okay, go up and down, and it follows by a drop. So we'll see. We'll see. Just take it a step at a time. Now, one of the questions that came up, and the gentleman who just joined us, obviously, uber excited, and I'm uber cool because I'm in the middle of something else and I need to concentrate. And if I get a 2-page memo, I call that a love letter, I'll file it. That means I'll get to it when I can. Why? I'm not set up to do 2-page letters. My answer is come here. Come to the webinar. It's once a week. You can't wait, tough. I'm sorry. Now, the issue was this. Oh, you got to sell here. So why didn't you go buy there and sell here? Because this said so. Let me repeat again, guys. This is 2 mechanical systems. We have not touched them since the Great Recession. Even prior to that. This came in at 2008. That I know. This 2008. This came a little bit after that. The SP1 and Momo. But this chart in this configuration, with those running, it was I don't know, 2005, 2006, somewhere 2008, the maximum. You cannot run a system by 2 mechanical systems. Plus, there's a chance that these two will oppose each other. So this is daily, this is weekly. If you're just going by that premise, that you can only do it both at the same direction, this was long all this time. Okay? We had a lot of long and shorts. So you can't go by that. These are just inputs. So I want to be clear. These are just input. Look, each chart has a certain inputs to my brain. At the end of the day, I pull the trigger. What I call is preponderance of evidence. You've heard that. We're not looking for beyond a reasonable doubt. It's not a criminal offense. It's a civil offense. The market is. It's committing a civil offense, not criminal. Why? Because it's an imperfect world. You're not making widgets at Mattel. The texture is changing. So you need to have some room, some leeway for you, as me, as an analyst. Not necessarily good or bad, just as an analyst. Look at all the facts and say, listen, of the 10 charts I have, for 7 of them are long, 2 are neutral, and 1 is short. No, I'm going to go long. If that mix changes, I adjust accordingly. If it's 50-50, I go flat and just say, hey, time of digest, I'm out. Also, when we change the time of digest, we shoot a copy up there. We always have. Well, we haven't changed any because we've been short since like 2nd of February. And so he just short. So I told him where to look. Yeah, it's in the web archives. Take a look. Archives a little bit behind for the same reason. I'll clean that up too, moving forward. I keep on saying to you guys this. I apologize, but each week something else pops that are uber important. So, but I will get there. What matters is the current. what we're doing now. Make sure this is correct. The problem we have there in the past is how Amazon pitches the chart. Some charts are empty. The charts are not gone. The charts are sitting in Amazon. It's the way it fetches the chart and sends it to us. They changed their encryption a tiny bit on their HTTPS, the TLS, not SSL, but TLS. And we made a change. So going forward, there's been no problem. But it's like 7 years behind. And back then, I was doing these issues once a week. I just don't have that time right now. I got to finish my V404, going to find a bunch of hedge fund. Do you think I should not do that and go back and fix something 3 years ago because Amazon changed their encryption? I'm sorry. It doesn't work like that. I'm a linear programming guy by training. That's not what moves my needle. Yeah, so not going there. Walls. Okay, this guy can change too. That's going to be M. Sorry. By the way, this I just noticed this morning that they have changed. We changed it on our OTF chart. Not OTF, I'm sorry. On our, we have a chart that goes to just give us overnight stuff. This one. And this was still showing K, so I lower it back. Okay. Walls of the walls. Look how massive, and you can see it here. You see a CW? How massive this dropped. Which means what? Walls not expanding. They're coming down. That means we're going to go sideways. It's a very interesting indicator. You can do it by hand. It's a sigma channel width. It's the same as the, I think, percent B or whatever. Oh, no, Bollinger width. Yeah, B width, whatever it goes. Except mine is a little bit different the way I normalize it, but that's all it is. But doesn't matter how you do it. The issue is the shape. It's not the absolute value. So as long as you stay with the shape, you can see that the walls increased when this is rising. It's like this acts like an ADX. As it drops, the walls are dropping. That means what? Consolidated. And you can see how close these levels are. So this shock wave, if you will, is done. We didn't know that. Now we do. For all practical purposes, this shock wave is done. Let's go to weekly. Take a look at it a little bit better. You see that? You see the shock wave? Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So this is slowly dying. Which means that probably the move to downside is waning. So I've got to be cognizant of that. On the other hand, my military training says that we're one cancer away from everything blowing up in a big way. I mean, S&P should sell 400, 500, 600 points that day. That would be 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 points on the Dow. Boom, boom. We shall see. The ratios are usually 10 to 1. Excuse me. Now, VIX has been pretty much in the news, but I urge you to, if you're trading NQ or Qs, the high-tech stuff, this is the benchmark you want to look at. Extremely sideways now. 2, 3, 4, 5, about 2 weeks out sideways. So, and you can see how flat, even more flat than this slope, is a 3 sigma and negative 3 sigma. Okay? We're not going to get negative 4, but somewhere around negative 3, or better yet, separation from negative 2 is going to be the peak there of the market. And as this swing back up, market will drop. Yeah, this is the CI for the vols. You can see vols are still drifting down. Excuse me, guys. I got something in my throat. Okay, SQ. It came back up. This was a little surprise for me, to be honest with you. This says to me, the big boys covered some of those puts as we came back down. They were really building a position. You could see. Remember, this is the tail risk. So they're taking it. Put options down here. Out of the money, sometimes as a spread, sometimes outright. Because it's very cheap. When this thing ticks down, you can see from plus 2 sigma into 0 in a matter of 3 or 4 days. It says that these boys, they don't think it's going to be as bad as before. the big boys, they've covered some of their puts. Okay, down here says they've covered it completely almost. It's like 130. Remember, this is shifted. Add about or subtract about like 10 from here. That's what normal it was. Used to be like 120 is up there, so it's 130. But that is negative 2 sigma approaching 3. So relative to itself, this basically tells me it's not as bad as I think. Okay, I'm not trying to give evidence to support what I'm thinking. I'm just trying to tell you what charts are saying. But I might think myself a separate issue. Sometimes charts don't show that. So, and is this today? I think it is, isn't it? Probably this report's late. Yeah, it's today. Yeah, okay. Again, $sign SKEW. So that's where we are. Again, really want to emphasize here, guys, if you just joined us. This is two mechanical systems. They're close, but they're not exactly the same. They're trend following, turtles, trend following. But these are not the only two we listen to. Because there was a system there, I'm talking about V4, 44, and Q intraday on a 3-minute bar. Some young gentleman came in and says, "Oh, you were using these? Oh, that's easy. Can you tell me why some of your market calls with Tabby Digest don't match these?" I never said they're supposed to match. I just said these are inputs. Yeah. Just like a Macklin oscillator or sigma channel is, so is this mechanical system. And we have not changed that. We have not. You start changing your indicators, you have a soup. We haven't changed that since 2005, 6, somewhere there, 8 maybe, tops. We added this in 2008, so these were done prior to that. It came from a system we call Hornet. So Hornet was out in 2002. So hasn't changed much. This thing is a little bit slower. Plus the input bars are weekly. That's all. Anyhow, this is only 2 pieces of puzzle. We have like 10 charts, so each of them has their own contributions. Let's go to one that has a lot of contributions. Okay, this I already rolled over for the Sunday night report that I printed. I sent out. I'm sorry, on the website. Remember, this is a spread, so we always do 3 months. So the 90-year spread has to be starts with the currents. Right now we're done with the April, so what we have is May. So we're long May VIX futures, long May VIX futures. That VXK22 short Qs, which is August, long May, short August, 3 months. Okay, the spread is negative 3.2 right now as we speak because this is live. You can see timestamps there. Okay. Now there's a little nuance you have to think about. Again, because of the COVID, we went places we were not supposed to go in prices and assets and I'm talking about, again, data here. Nothing else. I'm not making a political comment. But there's a data. VIX, absolute asset values, and also the expectation of the VIX term structure, okay? Because this means something if you think about it. What's the QN? If you think about this going forward, so if here's your term structure of VIX, KM, N, and Q. You can take a look, okay? This is normal. It's not inverted. We're slightly going higher in volatility moving forward. That's normal. So that differential now says I think we're very close to the top, this relative top, but I don't know what that value should be. Honest truth, I do not know because everything has changed. All the correlations are broken. So maybe -4 is the top, maybe -4.5, but when it's 0, that's the low. If it gets back up to 0, where it was back here, I still don't see 0, sorry. When it gets to 0, it's -1. We get to 0, that's the low. Yeah, that's the low. The bottom is in, yeah. When it's in. Now, in normal days, it worked like a charm. Because of that shift, who knows? We used to do 3 to 4 minus to it. So if you do that, I'm sorry. We added 3 to 4. Yeah, we added 3 to 4. Let's say at 3, that's slightly positive. So somewhere here we're at the bottom. I don't know. We'll see. Again, that's tough to call. All I know is that this is the shape of it now relative to itself, and it's using a spread. So normal signal channels don't work. You have to modify to be able to pick up the spread. All right. As far as rendezvous points for the stock RSI, I think we're looking for that. That's why I don't think this is a. I don't think this is going to sit there. I think we're going to be looking at least 4,300. And what band use, you're going to be at least below 4. If you look at volume data, I think Norrisman and Walter Diemer were talking about that they were not satisfied with the volume activity around 4,100. They're hoping they could see it by 4,000. Again, if you look at the fundamental standpoint, another one of the better guys I know from UBS, go through it. He's got a terrific record for me, long term. We went both to the same school, different years, but same school. Oh, and not undergrad, but for MBA. And I took it not for credit for audit because I took it at that time, and only the derivative courses. He did the full thing, and American Express paid for it, and he got actually a degree. He actually got an MBA. But we talked a lot. It's very smart. His analysis is that we should be at 3,800. And he used to work for American Express and later on for, I forgot somebody else. Prudential, I think. So he is technically a permable. Okay, he's got a lot of positions for his clients. He did, I'm saying. Until December, he retired in December. But he's naturally permable. You hold, you cut back a little bit, you hold tight on the bottom goes, turns around, you add again and go back up. The other time you start selling, but you're never out, you never go flat. You always involve, you just, you add or subtract the position in a big way. He is talking about 3,800. But he and I, while I agree with him on that, we both don't know what the catalyst is. It's very difficult now these days to figure out what that catalyst is. When it hits, you'll know. But to project in advance, I don't think that's easy. You can try, but listen, I get 10 emails a day. Half of them have a lot of these scenarios in there, and most of them is you should print it out and wrap a cannoli with it. Okay? Yeah. So, anyhow. Okay, SP2. Very good for timing. You guys have seen what it has done. We have a bit of divergence here. Lower prices, higher value SP2. But we're still muted. It could be Netflix. That's key. This early part of earnings. It's a lot of high tech. Of course, the banks, not missed, but the banks disappointed. Let me put it this way. So, in terms of price action, not what the news was, but the real result on that. So we're seeing at 54, 50 is neutral, 75 near the top, 25 near the bottom. No read, no signal here. Treasuries, 3 year. This is a 3-year backlog. If I go back here, you'll see. I have to check myself. I kind of forget. There you go. 3-year back. Okay, not plotting this because it'll squash it. This was a different realm back there 2 years ago. But you could see we're at the edge of 3 years. And we pushed up yesterday, this one. What's more important that I've said many times, somewhere between here and on, look what March did. If you go back in 3 and 5 years, we never did something like this. And you would think that this is when Putin went in. This is all the flight to quality. Remember, this is flight to quality. So now inflation comes in, supply chains comes in. It just uneasiness, and they yields too. But they're trying to keep ruble from going out. But anyhow, then we get to here. Now, what day is this? 14th. So what do we do on 14th? Last Thursday. I don't know what happened. Anybody knows what happened on the 14th? Why get such a huge bar? Look at it. 5, 10, and 30. Look at what a huge bar we got. Now, the 30-year did not do as big of a move, percentage-wise, but that could be in 10 and 5. Again, cars, housing, long-term obligations like healthcare. With insurance companies, they need some assets long-term. So that's what this creates that. And all I know is this is the biggest. This game here, the 30-year and 10, these two make Madoff look like nothing. This is the biggest Ponzi game out there. Oh, it was your birthday. Did you get a cannoli? Francis Petrucci. Okay. All right. From New Jersey. Yeah, all right. That was his birthday. Good for you, man. Good for you. So let's move on a little bit, guys. I'm slowing down here because it's been up since 4 something. Okay, Larry. Now I post this. I'm not an expert. I'm still a student of both Norseman and Walter Deemer. It's on Twitter. I suggest if you want to follow this, there's a scheme that Paul Desmond wrote of Larry Research, very famous operation out of Tampa. Old-time money managers, very extremely disciplined. Now, I post here. So if you're following me on Hamzy Analytics, you see that charts gets posted. Didn't I put one up today? Huh? Hold on. Huh? Murray, what happened? I thought I put a post up. No? I'm sorry. I completely forgot. Maybe it was yesterday then. So hold on. No. Hold on. No, it's the bottom. Sorry. I'm missing where this is. Okay, here. I did go. No, that's April 12th. No. Yeah, we mentioned that because we noticed it there, but no, I'm talking about. Huh? There you go. No, that's this one. This is the one I post. Okay. Now I post. I thought I posted it today. If I do it during the day, if I have time, just a couple of times, I say current, and I always do one after the close called final. These two guys you want to follow, Norseman and Walter Deemer. They're just individual traders. Walter has written a couple of books. Old timer from technical analysis. Norseman lives down here, and he runs a family paint operation, painting for very, very high end villas down here, and palaces, I call them. Yeah, one of them is 50,000 square feet underwater. Yeah. Life is good. Yeah, no kidding. So, but we post this, and those guys chime on that. So when you follow those, because I'm the only one who does the post, the charge up, and they're talking about SPX, by the way. They're talking about SPX. But I add in there NDX and Russell because they're all interrelated. But the rules are the same. If you get used to what they're talking about in SPX, you're going to spot what's going on here. We have not had an event where baby with bathwater was thrown out. And we had no volume going up. So all of this is a house of cards. We haven't had the wash yet. We have too many longs here. What happens when we have too much longs? Wall Street will come after them and chop them up and feed it to themselves. Yeah. So that's that. So Walter Deemer, Norseman, you want to follow. Norseman 1, you want to follow. Let's see what this says. This is the work Peter did, Peter Cook. What a bright young man. I mean, that guy has a serious future in front of him. And just the amount of time he puts in. Look how he adapted to what we have done in about 2 years. I've got guys here 6, 7 years, like Johnny or Admiral. They don't have the sense he does. Why? He applies himself. He and I have maybe talked privately 2 or 3 times total on charts. He picks them up, and this is his work. That I cannot share in terms of giving a code out. This one I have, just because this is his. I don't have his permission, but a little bit crazy up and down. By the way, this signaling comes from here. And this has to do the kind of data TradeStation only has. It's a very funky data set. And they have it for S&Ps, mid cap. That's an E-mini E mid cap. Russell, and of course NQ. I look at it for long and short as, again, preponderance of evidence. Right now we're short NQ. He looks at it as long only for S&P. If this goes to a short, he steps back. When it gets long, he's in. So Peter basically thinks that because this is a plus, we should be going somewhere on the upside. We'll see. Part of it could be earnings. There's a lot of possibilities. So that's that. What else do we have for you? Let's get to our chart here, and let's look at that. This baby. Okay, let's go here. 1 second, guys. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yep. Okay. I hate. Why do they do these? Why do these people do this? I guess that's how you get a free website. Yeah. Yeah, I hate this. Hold on. Sorry, I'm a little bit slowing down. I need more coffee. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now we pulled up. Yeah. Is it today? Yes. Yes, it is. It's an hour to post. So we pulled up from a 47 area. I've always said, 45 to 55, throw it out. It doesn't mean anything. It's really noisy. We went below that to about 37, pulled back up. I would like some sort of a test of this area. Doesn't have to be 37. But let's say it gets me to 42 area. How do we go there? This has to drop. So that could set up a very nice divergence. That means lower low, higher indicator, and this is 200 names. That's percentage of 200 names. Then I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Here's another reason. I'm not that I'm changing my bias, but I'm thinking about changing it because it's called acceptance. If you think about the volume profile, markets are auction theory. It's the issue of acceptance. You can only push it so much, and then it rotates and says, I want price discovery. I'm going to go to the other side. I think enough on the downside has been tested. The problem is you can't trust it. Why? We did it with Putin. And Comrade Powell. So the uncertainty is too much. And again, Powell is better understood and monitored. We have no clue what Putin is going to do. All I know is that one canister of chemical weapons is going to be, forget nuclear, just chemical ones. It's going to be one hell of a problem. You would have every market in Europe sell non-stop for a while. Talk about wetting your pants. Yeah. I don't envy them. Now, one way you can do this and accept some hardship and then finish it early, cut off buying oil from Russia. Putin will go nuts at the beginning, but then he dies because of the cash flow. So, but we cannot finance such a brutal regime. So, okay, that's my conclusion. Again, to recap, do not forget our upcoming events that you're welcome to join. They are located on our website. Just hit members and it shows it to you. Boom. Okay. These two are the same registration. If you're already registered for the open house, you're going to be reminded. But what we're doing on the May 5th at 5 p.m., it's not all day. This is all day. Look at the time. On June 14th. We do this about once a month. Here, we're going to offer a firm that will provide, and they're monitoring us. We've talked around. We've sent results to them. Take a look. What they're intrigued is that we have a system that's 7x to, let's say 10 or to 11x. That's 700% to about 1100% a year. To them, that gives them a cozy, warm feeling that they can back our traders. And our deal is that, yeah, we're going to do that. I've got the New York trip when I come back, we do this. Our only condition is that's for those who trade the system. If they're not trading the system, then you lose the funding. You can get it back from them, but not at the same rates. Because the risk is lower, they're giving exceptional rates to us. They have offered good rates to other people, but none of those guys have any systems. One of them didn't even have an indicator, but separate. They just had a group, We're going very structured in there. I've been after them for about a month and a half. finally today we came to an agreement. So stay tuned. We'll have some material for you guys to be mailed out to you for that day, and then we'll tell you who they are. And of course, once you're in the webinar, you get a link for the discount from them. Yeah, I don't get anything. I don't want to. I'm unregistered. I want to stay unregistered because I have a registration coming up with CFTC, NFA. I cannot afford any hanky-panky. It's not worth it. For a few bucks, are you kidding me? It's never worth it, but especially for a few bucks, no. So Chinese wall, as long as you're with us with a subscription of the system, you get that rating. I told them, give the discount more. Give them a bigger discount to the customers. So it was very welcomely received. Warmly received in the chat room today. Yeah. So anyhow, any questions for me? Again, next week, no, I will be in New York, not here. Well, this is going to change, and it's going to be after this, after tonight, it'll change and show 4th. 4th, I'm back. Maybe second. I don't know. We'll see. Of or 3rd, maybe 3rd. Most likely 3rd. I don't want to do Mondays. Most likely it would be 3rd of May for second next meeting of us for the market timing. 5th is for the funding. 14th in June, because we do this once a month, it would be another open house. Okay. In the meantime, we're bombarded. I mean, you saw what happened on the results. So they did 70% yesterday. 2.5 hours, 70%. Yes. Any questions for me? Hey, David, how are you? Hi, Bill. Again, my apologies for timing today. Hey, Jack. Hey, Nidal. We just, what we did was that I had an ophthalmologist. They were not supposed to dilate me, but they did. I was after a field test. They did that first, peripheral field test. They did that first, and then they said, we're going to dilate you. And I said, what? Now, my next meeting with them is in September. I put 8 o'clock on a Monday. Yeah. But by the end of the week, I'm so tired. My eyes are off. I said, this measurements are wrong. So, Raj, you're quite welcome, sir. Okay, this is being recorded. I'm going to stop the recording now. We'll start the post-processing. I need to put this room back in ES mode because we have ES traders running it. We just don't put the Zoom and go to meeting together. But thank you all. We'll see you soon. Wish me luck next week in front of Masters of Universe. If I don't come back, you know what happened. They probably moved you to Stamford, Connecticut, and I'd start working out of there. Remember movie Billions? Yeah. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I'm too old for that. Yeah. And I prefer to be down here. What I'm going to do is actually this package is really built for me. As you get older, you're not 22 anymore. I'm going to sit back and sip on my coffee and watch the system do its thing. Yeah. That's what you guys do depending on your age. As you get older, you're not going to be able to run 5 different correlations and 3 different futures positions, So, Frank, you're quite welcome. All right, guys, we'll see you in 2 weeks.